Hello everyone, my name is Dusk and welcome to another episode of Talon's Video Guide. In this guide, I'm going to go over the introduction of what Diablo 3 is, and for all you brand new players, this is a good video to watch. This is going to be very basic information about Diablo 3, so if you guys have played Diablo 2, feel free to skip this video. Diablo 3 is a top-down action RPG. What I mean is basically you control one hero and your screen is constantly focused on that hero. It's very similar to Dota if you guys have played it, except that your hero is always centered on the middle of your screen and you basically get items and level up. Now Dota obviously is a 5v5 and Diablo 3 is going to be mostly PvE or strictly PvP. And what I mean by those two is PvE is where you just play co-op. Diablo 3 is has a lot of quests and a lot of dungeons to kill, which will give you experience for you to level up, get new skills, and also you can get new items along the way. Items obviously make your character stronger. And so basically when you get Diablo 3, you're going to be allowed to create 10 characters. Now these characters, obviously you're going to develop a special connection with them. As nerdy as that sounds, you're going to play these characters a lot and you're going to like the way your characters look and you're going to like the way your characters play, assuming that you actually like playing the game. Now, in Diablo 3, what you basically do is you're in a quest, a storyline I'm not really sure of, but basically you go around in dungeons and you kill people. That's where the fun is. And you play with your friends and you go around just killing enemies together. What the fun comes is you basically play as a team, and you can also play against other players as soon as the patch comes out. In Diablo 3, the item system and the skill system has been severely changed from Diablo 2. And so, if you guys haven't played an RPG before, basically, you kill enemies to gain experience. With that experience, you gain levels. With levels, you gain skills. And each time you level up, you automatically gain a skill. It's been changed severely from Diablo 2 for some reason, where you can't really put any points into strength, dexterity, vitality, or mana or energy or whatever it's called anymore, and it just automatically gives you those points. Additionally, the skill system is very linear. You no longer can choose your own skill path, and you're basically given all the skills by level 60. Now what's different about it is that you can choose what skills you want. So you always get all the skills, but you have to choose which few you want to use. There's a large cooldown between changing the skills. You can't really use multiple skills at once, and so it's very interesting on what skills you actually want to use. Now in Diablo 3, all skills have one level. They do have runic changes, however, which buff them, but basically they only have one level, and so you can't really put any points into all of them. What you're basically going to be increasing over time is your stats and your items. Now, you have room for 4 abilities each time, with 4 active abilities, and you can also have a spender and a generator of fury or mana. Or in Sorceress, you have a primary ability, but it's basically just 6 abilities, 2 of which you're going to be using quite frequently, and 4 of them in which you're going to be using in special situations. Diablo 3 also has health and mana, and so you're going to have to manage health and mana. Mana is the orb on the right, and that orb, for all the heroes except for Demon Hunter, that basically lets you use your special abilities. On your health, obviously, this is going to be your orb on the left. Sorry, the mana was on the right. Your health is going to be on the left, and your health orb basically controls if you're going to die or not. Obviously, if you go to 0 health, you die. In Diablo 3, they changed a lot of the item systems, which I like. You automatically pick up gold, and also if you walk over health globes, they automatically give you health. You don't have to pick up potions and use them. You just simply walk over these glowing red spheres on the ground, and you automatically pick up health compared to the previous game, which I like a lot. Additionally, the inventory system in Diablo 3 has also been changed. All items are basically a 1x1 or 1x2 square. This makes it a lot easier to put your items in your inventory, and you don't really have to play the game where you try to maximize inventory space like you did in Diablo 2. Additionally, your stash is shared between all your characters, and so that makes it really easy for you to transfer items between characters, and there's a lot more places where you can get armor. There is head armor, shoulder armor, torso armor, which is like, chest armor, wrist armor, and hand armor. Wrist armor and hand armor are different actually, and I didn't know this when I first played the game, but in wrists you can get bracers, and in hands you can get gloves. There's also waist armor, belt standard, leg armor for pants, feet, jewelry, and offhand and special follow armor that you can get. Offhand and main hand are basically the same thing, left and right hand, and barbarian obviously you can still use 2 one-hit items, which is great. Aside from that, there's really not that much difference. They've also added a special PvP arena where you no longer have to just fight outside of rogue encampment or whatever. There's a special PvP arena that has all of its it's a new map and it's got special power-ups and health around the map that is going to be pretty interesting to play on. It's not going to be released when the game comes out, which is off-putting, but other than that, you can still play PvP. The maximum game size of Diablo 3 has been reduced from 8 to 4 for co-op, and what I mean by co-op is just team play. You no longer have to be in parties. You're just automatically within parties when you join a game, and so that makes it kind of nice. You can also just join games with quests in progress instead of actually having to look at the title of the games and just find the join game list. You automatically join a game. It's kind of like StarCraft matchmaking, except it just puts you in PvE. Now in arena mode, it's similar to that as well, except they do randomized teams, and I'm pretty sure they're going to add teams where you can create yourselves later on in the upcoming patches. Now in Diablo 3, there are 5 classes. There's going to be the Barbarian, the Demon Hunter, the Monk, the Witch Doctor, and the Wizard. The Wizard is basically the Sorceress from Diablo 2, the Barbarian is basically the Barbarian from Diablo 2, obviously, and the Demon Hunter is going to be very similar to the Amazon from Diablo 2. The Monk is kind of like the Druid, and the Witch Doctor is kind of like the Necromancer. So the playstyle is mirrored almost exactly like Diablo 2, but they're just introducing new skills and relabeling them as new characters, which are fairly interesting. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the section below. Otherwise, my name is Dusk, and I'll see you guys later.